The stars in the sky are going out, one by one. But no one notices it. No one can stop it. I am racing to the last place where there is still hope. I need to make it before it is too late. The sounds of agony will quickly fade. The world will be destroyed, even the memory of it will be gone. And even if there is absolutely no chance of bringing it all back, there will always be someone who is willing to do the impossible. In a place without space, without time, without memories. Where am I? I can't see anything, except this path. My head is killing me. I remember only a skeleton with a staff up in the sky. This darkness was coming from him. Did he destroy everything around here? Just standing here won't do me any good, I guess. Hey together, I'm Aaron the Black Dragon and welcome to Loop Hero. The new series that we're gonna have on Monday. This is a lot more chill than BPM. I have time to sit down, to think about my actions and to strategize around. This is a fun game and I love it a lot. I played a lot of that already and we're having a brand new file together with all of you now because it's more fun if we start anew. So, we are right now in the planning phase, as we get to see by this beautiful big arrow here, is when this is like a closed eye, you can imagine. And while that is closed, we can just look around, check everything, and we have no problem. We can press space to open it up. So, up here, this is the day progress. With every day, certain events on the map will happen. Those events will be determined by things we pick up. And that bar down here is the map completion, which is essentially when we will have a big boss fight at the end, which we probably will not have here at the beginning, but eventually. We also can speed up time if we want to, but let's just go forward and see how everything will play out. Everything will explain itself when we go forward. Anyway, hope I'll be able to find some shelter before nightfall. If night still even exists without the sky, that is. Well, pay attention to the day progress bar at the top of the screen. New enemies usually appear at the end of the day, which is this. We have Wasteland, and they have the 5% chance of spawning a slime once a day. So there is a really slim chance that all of a sudden you have a complete map full of slimes. Because the day ended. So that's something. A living ball of slime. Quite a nuisance. They digest anything they can. Hey, remember this creature? Maybe I just need... Hey, sorry, I remember this creature. Maybe I just need to freshen up my memory and everything will be back to normal. Let's see. So, traveling, fighting and most other actions are done automatically. The player can't affect them directly. So, let's just go. As you can see, we have a blue bar below us, which shows when we will attack. We see our attack damage, which we also see over here. So there's a lot going on, and I will try to explain it as much as possible here at the beginning, so that we can move forward to the next episodes with more or less a clear understanding of what's going on, and we can get into more complicated stuff more easily. It's hard to fight with your bare hands. I think there's an undigested weapon in the remains of the thing. Yes, it is. We now have an axe, which will up our damage 4 to 6. I think I remember there was a groove nearby. Are these even my memories? Or do they belong to that slime? And now we have down here a card, a grove, a gentle rustle of leaves, a crack of a dry branch and a feeling of being watched. Spawns a red wolf every 2 days. Red wolves can move to adjacent tiles. You can use the cards that are left after defeating enemies to add various new objects to the map. That's what planning mode is for. So with that we can essentially sit down and take a look at where we want to have stuff laid out. We can have everything where we want, Normally, for the beginning, they pretty much guide us where stuff needs to be. So now there's a grove here. Now, on with the journey. Just plop around and boom, there's a red wolf. We can check them out. Red wolf, they have 16 HP, but dealt a good chunk of damage there. Because we have a damage from 1 to 12, so we're good. They deal 3.45 damage to us though, which we do not like. They attack in a third of a second, so they attack faster than we do, because we attack once every second. And they have a defense. They are living and they have a soul. Those are attributes that are important for later. Also, I did not mention it yet, but over here we have our stats and everything. A forest red wolf. I was right, some emotional stress, a few vivid images, and a bit of adrenaline. And I'll forget it all like a bad dream. I mean, I'll remember it like a bad dream. Damn it. Good thing nobody heard that. Well, now we got a rock and we got a forest. As you probably already noticed, you can get new items and cards during battles. Some items have unique features, as do most of the cards, but by hovering over an item, you can inspect the properties. So let's start it over here. We have a dirk. It deals just as much damage as our axe, but it gives us evasion. Evasion essentially means that we will be able to dodge enemy attacks easier. And if I like something, it is the ability to dodge. I'm gonna be totally frank. Looking at this, and also while I was playing it, I am not 100% where my face in all of this is gonna hover around. But I know that I'm not gonna have it over the stats, because I want them to be visible to everyone. So let's see, we have rocks. They give plus 2 HP and plus 2 more HP every adjacent rock or mountain. We don't have another rock, but whatever. And the forest, plus 1% hero attack speed, so they make us faster. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna place myself a little forest in here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and place that rock just all the way in the corner here. It's not important. Good. So there's a mountain over there and a forest over here. The world's almost back. The branches and stones in my backpack are a sure sign of that. Some of the actions will yield resources. Yeah, that's right. We get resources for placing stuff down. And we have up here our backpack, where we can see what we already carry with us. So important to keep all that in mind. I think now, or once we have the loop completed, we will be free to do as we please for this run. I think it's time to get some rest. So, the game itself is a journey on a loop path. Only you will decide when it's time for the hero to return to the camp. Either you or the fangs of the claws of your enemies, of course. You can retreat almost any time. But a special animation will let you know when it's safer to do so. So we now have down there this animation that lets us know if we want to retreat, that we can retreat without problems. We will keep everything that we have, we will not lose anything. But we can also just continue on. Well, no, actually with the first day apparently we can just retreat now. We keep all of our resources. You consider returning to the cozy camp right now while you're still alive and walking. Good thing the camp is right nearby. Now's the perfect chance. Well, let's retreat. Normally I would not retreat at just one loop, because we want to get as much as possible out of a loop. But again, tutorial. It's cold and dark here. A small fire can solve both of these problems. Well, nice place to set up camp. Well, it's black. Let's build something. And that is a campfire. For that we only need a preserved rock and a stable wood. Let's build that. Right here. Congratulations, you've beaten this annoying tutorial. You can now start your first expedition. Or not, do as you wish. No, you know what? Now that we have that, a common campfire, warm and cozy. Monsters keep away from it, so it's a nice spot to have some rest between your travels. It's also the center of your camp and the starting point of your adventure. The hero restores 20% of his maximum HP upon entering the campsite tile. Well, let's go for our first real expedition. And I'm gonna try to have one longer loop for each episode. If we have a shorter loop, because I just get bad luck with the draw and everything, I'm gonna keep 2 in there, but eventually I will just most likely have longer loops, so let's just go. So the loops are randomly generated. This path, everything is wrong. But I remember, it looks like a completely different place. And it's empty again. Do my actions have any meaning? Like I have a choice. If I need to give up and cry to save the world, I'm the worst savior of all. Let's do it. So, as you can see, path is completely different. We have lost our weapon that we have. Everything that we built is gone. With every loop that we make, with every new expedition that we take, we will have a new map, we will have new dangers. Everything will look different every time. So that is why we want to try to get as much out of one loop as possible. So let's go, let's have it run a little bit. So let's see what we get here. We get an armor, gives us max HP plus 90. So obviously we're gonna take that just for the max HP that we get from that. And now we just can sit back and ooh, we got some rocks, and again we're gonna build some rocks. I'm looking at the place that would be the best, and it's over here. So let's do that. Eventually I will just start doing this a little bit while we are running. I will not stop all the time. A ring that gives us regeneration per second, not full HP, but whatever. Now we regenerate a little bit of health every second, so that is really helpful. That also works during the fight, by the way. We have a mountain. 5 HP for each adjacent rock or mountain, which is something I like, so I'm gonna place it right here. And now we have a lot more health in general because we have a rock in the mountain. There we go, that is something that I want to have. A meadow. Heals 2 HP at the start of each day. Let me just quickly math out where I want to have that. That's there. I'm gonna have the meadow right here. Right now we just get that. Meadows have something specific to them, and for that I just need something else. Okay. That is better. Just by 3 HP, but it's better, so let's get that one. Just having to deal with a few slimes, no biggie. Ooh, we got the cemetery. Spawns a skeleton every 3 days. So I'm gonna go ahead and say we're gonna have the skeleton fight right at the end of our turn. So once we are done with the loop, we have one more skeleton fight. We also got another armor, which is not as good, so I'm just gonna ignore that. And we got a shield, more defense and regeneration per second. Please. Now we have a regen of 1.2, so we regenerate 1 whole HP per second. Giving us a lot more survivability. Also the defense is not bad. Counter. Wait. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's give us counter, because right now we have just defense and regeneration. With counter we get a little bit of extra what's it called? Offense out there, because right now when we get attacked, we just get attacked, but now we can actually attack them back. So that's what I want to have there. I'm gonna go ahead and place that meadow right here. Now we get another 2 HP and the mountain, and I'm gonna place it here. And now because there's something else next to the meadow that is not another meadow, because you saw the nothing happen. Now because there's a mountain or other tiles that we will get in the future. Now the meadow gives us 3 HP at the start of each day. Also we have a vampire mansion. Adds vampires to battles on tiles around it. Hungry eyes follow you every move. We can have a lot of vampire fights, which is difficult, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely do not want to have them with the skeletons, because that can be bad. I think I'm gonna place them right here. That way I have not too many vampire fights, because they're difficult. And also we can have one right away. So let's have a look at a vampire fight. Back off, human. A vampire. Where are your lands? If your farmers need help, I would be glad to offer it. No more lands. No more flock. Only hundreds of years of emptiness. And hundreds of years of hunger. Save yourself as you still can. I don't know how long I can keep my head straight. What hundreds of years are you talking about? Your mind is easy to trick, but you can't trick my hunger. It demands its fill. Every sip, every drop of blood will go to satiate it. I'm too weak, but you can help me, and I will set this crumbled world right. That's right. I'm doing this not just myself, but for everyone, in the name of the greater good. So be grateful for my hard work and just let me bleed you dry. So yeah, vampires. 18 HP damage, 5.51. A lot. Attacks per second. Takes a lot longer for them to attack me, so I get more hits in than they do. But they hit hard. They have subpar defense, but they are undead, they are a vampire, and they have a soul. And they have vampirism, which essentially means when they attack me, they heal themselves for a little bit of that damage. We got the counter in, which is good. Because counter can deal a lot of good damage. You baited me, you douchebag. Okay. Vampires often owned our lands. They kept the peace and helped our settlements prosper. But this won't do at all. Now they are just pale shadows of their former selves, both physically and mentally, sorry. Apparently blood of other creatures can sustain them. He wasn't joking about the hunger. Even the creatures around him were imbued with the power to drain someone else's life. Oh yeah, that's something I should have showed. Well, anyway, stop. So we have a shield that gives me the same defense, but I get more counter and I get evasion for that. I'm not too torn apart because of the regeneration that I would lose, because we're still looking good with that. And getting more counter and some evasion is overall not bad. Now we have a counter chance of 17%, which is really good. We have some rocks, so let's boost ourselves here, and a grove. I'm gonna place the grove. Let's place it down here. So I'm not gonna get it this turn, but it's further away so that I can see whether or not we're going good for the run. And goodbye. What do we get? Finally a sword, damage 3 to 5, so we finally have more. Also, bad spider cocoon, I hate them. Spawns a spider on an adjacent tile once a day. So we will have to deal with a lot of spiders, essentially. I'm still gonna do it, because I want to show them off, but they will be bad. I'm gonna spawn them in here, because that way they have a lot more tiles to choose from. Gonna place another meadow right here. I have my reason why I do not place them anywhere else in there. Trust you me. But yeah, that way they cannot just spawn on one tile, they have 3 tiles to choose from where they want to spawn, so that means I don't have to deal with too many spiders potentially, which will be overwhelming. We have 2 slimes in one tile, won the lottery with that one. Ooh, a beacon, that's okay. And some more rocks. We get some material out of that, we get preserved pebbles. When we go into the graveyard, we get another rock, so I'm gonna place that here, boost myself here. And the beacon! 40% movement speed within its range and plus 20% attack speed for all units. For all units means for all units, so also enemies. I'm gonna have that one closer to the end here, because that way I have a little bit more of a boost to get back to my home base. So let's move forward. And hope that we're gonna have some good luck with this run. What do we have here? Just defense? Nah, I'm not gonna use that one. The one that I have right now is better after all with the counter. If I would fire a little bit more. Ooh. Get another cemetery. I will place that one here. A mountain. You go here, because then I can just use the meadow here immediately. Beautiful. Boosting our HP and everything really nicely. Ooh. It's the same, it's not worth it. More meadows. I know that we'll have something here and that will go there. Okay, good, that works out for me perfectly. So, ooh, some good swords. 4 to 6, 4 to 6. Sorry. I'm gonna go for the gladius because it sounds cooler. Other than that, it doesn't have any difference. Another mountain, please. There we go. That's a lot of good stuff from that alone. We have plus 138 max HP. Ooh, some spiders. Spiders, 16 HP. Damage, 6.01. So they damage you a lot. They attack also rather fast, so that's a lot of damage that they can deal fast. And they have good defense. Other than that, they're just a living thing. It's just frustrating because they deal damage a lot quicker. Just evasion. Evasion or counter? I have more counter at the moment, so I'm gonna stay with that. There we go, some evade. Oh yeah, and also the red wolves who fight fast. Ooh, 11 to 17. Yes, definitely wanna have that one. Gonna place another meadow right here. And on we go. Get some materials while we cross through all of the places. That is why we want to have them on the map in the first place. Because we get materials once we pass them by. And we need materials to do stuff in our camp. An axe that's weaker, that's also weaker. And a cemetery. Gonna place one more here. Gonna keep that away from the slime. Don't run unnecessarily too many enemies. There we have a skeleton. 24 HP. Damage is 17.44 and here the enemies start to become a lot more dangerous, but they are slow. Slow, but heavy hitters with good defense. They are undead, they have a soul and they have plus 20% attack speed right now because they are in the range of the beacon. But we also have that, so it's not too bad. What do we have here? Regen per second and vampirism. With vampirism we would get HP back. Right now I don't think I need it, so I'm gonna have that in my draw pile. Because right now I think I like the amount of counter that I have a little bit more. But that's good to keep in mind, because we could also have a vampirism build where we just drain enemies of their HP. So we're definitely good to go one more loop. There we go, checking out pure damage. That's new, that I did not have that when I played it back then. But that probably just is additional damage that I deal. Which would be nice. But the counter. My defense would go up, but I lose counter and evasion. And the 3 defense that I get with the 6 evasion that I have, I think I make that up right now. Let's place another meadow. I wish I would get more mountains and rocks. They are stuff that I definitely would love to have. Not as good. Rock. Plop. There we go. Spiders. I hate them because they spawn a lot. X. Not as good. They spawn a lot and they are frustrating. Another meadow. Just quickly gonna place that. There's a lot going on here. 3 enemies at once. Okay, spider cocoon, another one. That's not necessarily what I wanted to see. Good counter there, buddy. Okay, defense again goes up. That's a lot more defense. That is worth it in my opinion. We have a battlefield. Spawns a chest on an adjacent tile each loop. Enemies on the tiles around it can become ghosts when they die. Important note there. And there's also something else to that maybe we can show off. But I'm not gonna promise anything. I'm gonna keep that spider cocoon. I don't wanna have too many spiders out there. For everything that we place, the progress bar up here for the map completion goes up. I don't wanna just overfill it, however, with just stuff that can kill me, because that will end up in killing me. So we're just gonna ignore the spider cocoon, because this down here already is a bad spot to be in. Okay, I need a little bit more damage now. Another vampire mansion. You know what? I'm gonna place that one up here. That way there's also only 2 tiles that can be affected by that, so it's not too bad and it's also not in combination with like skeletons and other stuff. so I'm fine with that. That hurt, buddy. What do we have? Ooh, max HP 305, attack speed 8% and evasion 10. We take that anytime over what we just have. So no problem, another empire that we can take down. Also there we have artificial life and liquid for the slime. I never showed them off. They deal some strong damage there because of the vampire. And they attack fast. Also enemies of course get stronger as the loops go on. That is why you should consider eventually stopping a loop once you feel like you're not making as much progress. Well, there we have it now. I was wondering when something like this was gonna happen. The goblin camps. The sounds of backstabbing can be heard from miles away. Oh, glorious. Spawns a goblin on an adjacent tile once a day, appears for every 10 mountains or rock tiles. Mountain/rock tiles. They are tedious. And that they spawn right here is bad. But let's see, that's not as good. Yeah, wait. No, that's not as good. So let's just see. We'll come to the point where I have to think about. There's good evasion in that one. You know what, we're gonna take it. That's evasion of 23%. That's good. Another battlefield. And there's already a goblin. I'm gonna have another... Okay, sorry for the quick cut there. So what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna let these two battlefields overlap. This is semi of a good idea because once you do that, we cannot see what that just did. Once we do that, we get a blood path. Spawns a blood clot every 4 days. These things are tedious. Now I still spawn them in there because they want to be shown off just like everything else in this game. I'm gonna set that thing here. And I'm gonna leave that for the moment. The shield is not as good. Yeah, no, that's not as good. So, yeah, the things become interesting. We're still okay with health. I'm a little bit nervous, but I think one more loop should be definitely possible. So let's just go. Oh, that hurt. No, don't evade me. Ah, that's a lot. Oh, the shield. Defense goes up. Defense is 15. And we got 10% vampirism. I lose my evasion. Should I go for vampirism instead? That would be 21% vampirism if I just give up my counter and a huge chunk of my evasion. I'm gonna keep it for the time being. So there we go. Stop! Where did these goblins come from? I don't remember remembering you. We remembered ourselves. Now give us all your things. You have no idea what's going on, right? Why don't you help me restore order in this world first? You can do everything you want when I'm done. Goblin must rob. No other order in the world. Fair enough. Guess I don't have any good objection to that. Oh, wait, I do have one. How about... Okay, Goblin, leader. 61 HP, damage 16.11. They attack fast. That is what makes them so dangerous. The defense, strong, but not as strong as we've seen so far. But their attack speed is dangerous. They are living, they have a soul, and they have rage. And rage is after an ally dies. 30% damage once per battle. Now that's not too bad for us right now because that one is solo, but still. Yeah, see how fast they can attack? That is why I did not want to get rid of my evasion right there. It's strange how these creatures appeared here on their own. Maybe it means everything is actually not so bad, and the world is trying to restore itself. That, or even the apocalypse isn't enough to get rid of some pests. So we got Oblivion. Oblivion, a bit of Lich's magic, causes anything to be totally forgotten. Erase any established tiles. Erase monsters from the road. Yeah, how about we get rid of the goblins? They are in a bad spot. If they spawn together with a skeleton, we will be dead. So let's get rid of them. A chest. And we actually got lucky. It's a normal chest and we get from it defense and evasion. We don't counter a lot, and that would boost our evasion up to 30%. So let's do it. Why not? Have another one. Also just a normal chest. Object. And for that we get a shield that gives us a lot more counter. Well, I doubled down on the evasion right now, so whatever. If I cannot get it hit, that makes it better for me. You see how the 30% evasion already worked out for us. Ooh, 16 to 24, so strong and vampirism, so we get some health back for that weapon as well, which will make this run a lot smoother. Stupid spider, but we get a little bit back from what they do. We get just spider cocoons for that. I don't want to have more spiders because that will just end in bloodshed. You know what, let's go for even more evasion. I don't even care. If you cannot hit me eventually, that's good for me. Oh, that's a road light, sorry. Reduces the maximum number of spawning enemies on the tiles around it. Road lantern effects can stack. So that is a strong thing that I want to have actually close to the finish line here. Because if I'm close to the finish line, I want to have as little interference with my path to the camp as possible. Because if I have a good run right now, or I'm struggling at the end of a run, I want to make sure that I get back to the camp so that I can take all of the resources that I have with me, which is a good chunk at this point. So that is why the road light I will mostly place at the end. There's also some... yeah, we're evading at least somewhat good. Okay, got another light, a beacon. Going through here a little bit faster, sure, why not? Let's have another rock. Boost myself up here a little bit. So we're slowly starting to pick up the pace with the game because obviously I don't need to be super slow the whole time through. Not for my evasion there, it's too good. And again, not for my evasion. I have another meadow that I'm just gonna place right next to the vampire mansion. That way I get that boost. Let's just go and do that. Oh, Skelly Man. I'm gonna continue to build up there with my rocks. What do you have? That's good. I mean, it's just more HP really. The attack speed wouldn't be my problem, but I don't want to lose my 10% evasion because that's really good for me right now. The vampirism is nice, but it saved me far less than evasion has saved me, so that is why I'm gonna try to keep myself with that. Another road lantern. I could stack it here so that there's even less going on there. But I'm gonna try to make sure that I'm not having too many things here again, because that was a little bit of a travesty when I had so much going on there. Have another vampire and something else spawned, I just heard that. Okay, more rocks. Perfect. What did spawn? Something sounded like it spawned, but apparently it did. Yeah, my evasion is not good. Damage to all. So if I want to have an all-out build, that would be something interesting as well. Defense, evasion, worse, and vampirism. Do not care. Let's take up our rock. I'm gonna place that right here. Gotta try and figure out how to build that right now. And it's getting done. Defense goes up a lot and damage to all 5. I'm gonna stick with my evasion. We're doing good right now. Objector. So still. Let's find out. Yeah, just an object. Let's see what we got here. Defense, counter and vampirism. If I would have a counter build, yes. It's weaker in area aspect, but it gives me defense. Nah, not worth it. Let's have another rock here. Mountain, sorry. Also just a normal chest. That one boosts us a lot, but that, I don't want to get rid of my evasion. Just the additional HP are one thing, but if I can keep my HP because I don't lose them, that's just better overall. What do you have here? Not as much evasion, but a lot more HP. I would be down 29. Let's just keep it for the time being. Because it's just really, really good to have that. Gonna place them right here for the extra boost. Spiders. Also the spiders deal a lot of damage. Also what we found here right now is a treasury. Gives a random basic resource after placing anything on an empty tile around it. Must be surrounded by empty space when you build it. So I'm gonna build this right here. I cannot promise that we can get that one full, but I'm gonna try my best. Missed me a lot, which is good. There's nothing interesting there. Yeah, just evade all of the attacks there. Some chainmail, nothing good however from that except for the defense. A road light. I'm gonna place that one right here. I'm gonna make sure that I don't have too much going on here at the beginning as well. Get rid of you. What do we have here? Good shield, lots of defense, but the evasion is stronger for me in the long run. And I'm still gonna keep placing up mountains up here. I'm gonna try to find other stuff that I can place down there. What is you? Counter, 20%. Can I have that one with evasion? Gonna keep the vampire mansion as well. Again, I don't wanna clutter myself down there too much because that'd be bad if I just have too much going on here. Because if I just overexert myself just to have more stuff placed, that's bad. More defense, attack speed, vampirism. Again, I don't want to get rid of my evasion. It's helping me a lot right now to stay alive, as good as we are. The little bit of vampirism that we have going on is a nice little touch. It's not as helpful. Enemies deal a lot of damage now. There's some pure damage on that. I think we have one more loop in us before stuff will get too difficult. So let's go and see. If I would have placed all of these cocoons already and the vampire mansion, this would have been already a lot more difficult for us, but okay, still the same thing. But seeing how I play conservatively with that, we're good. Max HP go up, attack speed, evasion goes down to 7, but we get... Okay, I'm gonna take that one, because we get attack speed. No, we lose a little bit of attack speed with that as well. But we get the vampirism. At that point I say that's worth it. So, yeah. Oh yeah, and now we have a blood clot. Lots of HP, 126. Damage, 30.10, they hurt us a lot. They attack nearly every second and they have some good defense. They are undead, they are liquid, they have a soul. And they can become a little bit of a problem. But we evade luckily a lot, so we're good. What did we get here? That's not as good. Rock in there. Let's go. Okay, there's just a few slimes and the chest that I wanna have. The shield, nah, not as important. Also just a spider cocoon. And that's also nothing too fascinating. What do we have with you? Yes, sure. 40% evasion. I'm gonna take that. That's stronger than the other thing. We lost a few HP from that, but we nearly dodge every second attack now, so... Yeah, also I think we're definitely at the last round. Also, don't forget to place that so that we get a few more resources. The Dirk, damage to all, regenerate per second, and evasion, yes. 51%, so we should dodge nearly every second, we should dodge every second attack now. I mean we don't, because that's not how percent work, but still. More evasion, 55%. And we have now regeneration per second as well, so we're doing better. Oh no, we are tired. So we get a little bit less on evade. That's what you get for a lot of evasion. So what did we get here? Regen per second, not for my evasion, no. No matter what I do, this will probably not work out the way I want it to, but let's just see. I need one more mountain. Oops. Evasion tiredness also, by the way, is the little gray line that we see below the hero. I don't know, I don't think I've ever seen that on an enemy, but I think it can happen with enemies as well. And we're tired. We are low on health. Pure damage and defense goes up, yeah. Let's see, boom! And we get a mountain. That's bad. But a mountain! Plus 120 max HP, plus 5 max HP for every adjacent mountain rock tile spawns a harpy every 2 days. They will be a handful, but I doubt that we will see them, because we should be done with this loop, because I think the next one we would just die. I hope we can just make it through this run, through this round without dying beforehand. Just vampirism, not gonna give up my evasion, because that'd be, right now, a bad idea. What do we have here? Damage to all. No, a beacon. Yeah, let's just get me through this a little bit faster. Let's just get me through all of this. Another treasury. And another blood field. And a mountain, okay. So I can place that one here and place the mountain in between these two and get a benefit for both. Send that blood field here so that I get that. And seeing how I'm not gonna have another run, I'm just gonna do this for additional treasures out of that treasury. Let's see if we can do that, because this will be difficult. Come on, get rid of that one. Wow, that is not as good. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, okay. That thing, no. Just a normal slime. Shouldn't be too big of a problem. There we go. It's a beautiful weapon, but no. Gonna place another mountain right here for extra resources. Just need to take out Skelly Man. It deals a lot of damage at this point. And there we go. What do we have? Nothing. And there we go. So we are at half health. But when you look around the map, you see that that will hurt us in the long run. This is not where we should be. With half health, we will not make it through this whole ordeal that we have here for us. Also, now that I've raided those down here, that will definitely just be bad. So, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna book it. We're gonna retreat and keep all of our resources. They will be helpful in the long run. So let's retreat. I can't believe it. Hey everybody, the boy managed to return. Survivors? Does this mean I'm not alone anymore? Where did you come from? Is there still a place without darkness? We don't know where we came from. That, we can't remember. These few people are all that's left of our group, I think. You're not sure? We're not sure. We reached a conclusion based on the abandoned luggage and leftover daily rations. Each day we see the signs of other people's presence around us, but as far as we know, they don't exist and never did. It's like we forgot them. Forgot them. Exactly. As if people are disappearing every day and we instantly forgot they existed. Just like we forgot where we came from. And our families. Maybe even ourselves. My name is Yotta. That I still remember. Everyone else's memories are not much better. That's why I remember so little about myself. Everything is forgotten. But wait, you said I managed to return? That means you remember I was here. Yes, that's why it's so important to us. We saw you leave, but you were gone before we could approach you. Listen, we can't keep wandering in this emptiness anymore. There's a campfire here, and enough space for a few sleeping bags. A real luxury in these dark times. What do you say? Of course you can stay. I'd be very grateful if I could team up. I want to put everything right. I'm only beginning to remember the world as it was before. But there's no point to it without other people. It's too lonely without them. Remember the world? I don't get what you're talking about. I'm too exhausted. But we'll be glad if you can help us out. And we'll be glad to help you. Just don't ask us to follow you out there. I don't know how you managed to return, but for us leaving the group is too dangerous. I will ask no such thing of you. For now, I just want to have a place to return to. A place where I can hear other people's voices. We weren't joking about helping you. Here are a few things that survive the cataclysm and don't vanish. Don't become forgotten. Take it. You might need them. And we get resources. Thank you. So, for the end here, I know this is longer, but this will be a longer series in general as well. So now we can build more stuff, because we have more resources and now we have statistics. Things that I've killed. And how many times I've been killed. You haven't been killed yet. Amazing. It's not gonna stay that way. I'm gonna try my best to stay alive for as long as possible, but you know, eventually I will die. I suspect that at one point I will miscalculate. So we have a campfire we can build. All of these two things need still some food and stuff, which we do not have, but we can build a field kitchen. Plus 10% to the campfire's healing power unlocks the Blood Grove card. Well, that sounds menacing, doesn't it? I'm gonna start building down here so that we can have connection with that one. Do you know the difference between a good cook and a bad cook? The food made by a good cook is tastier. What, you were waiting for something more elaborate? Sometimes the truth is very simple. Look, I have a cauldron, a heart, and a couple of knives, a bucket of potatoes, 3 onions and some ham. Nothing special. Everything is very simple. But give me a few minutes and everyone in this camp will be running to my table, following the tasty smell of a good stew. Well, buddy, you know I'm looking forward to it. We can also eventually upgrade buildings. For that we need resources, however. But that would improve my campfire's healing power by 1 and get +1 for the camp's item slots. The one thing that we cannot upgrade is the campfire itself. So understands, a camp filled with exhausted people and their limited belongings. Can't be destroyed, but its habitats will gladly move to a better housing if you build it. I will try that eventually, because right now I don't have the resources to build anything else. But the herbalist hut would be nice, the smithy would be nice, the refuge would be nice, the gymnasium. All of these things that we can see here would be really nice to have. Just will need to manage all of that. But that's going to be it for the first episode of Loop Hero. So I hope I piqued your interest with that. This is going to be around on the channel a little while now. And honestly, can't wait to share more of it with you, because this game gets A, super involved, and B, super fun and interesting. So I hope you will stick around for that. Anyway, see you in another video. Bye.